Oh, it's good to be back. The greater Phoenix metaphor being personified in human history. Therefore, if I'm saying anything, it's welcome back to the Stark Expo. Oh, it's good to be back.
Saying that because we getting a movie called The Kang Dynasty. We're gonna have several kings. And like you said, just like we had Infinity War, bring all these different people together, bring Guardians of the Galaxy together, bring the Avengers together, throw the you know what I mean, throw Black Panther in there.
Yeah.
We had all the movies from the phases culminate into Infinity War and eventually Endgame at the end. I think we get the same thing here with all these different Kangs, bro. I think we're gonna start collecting Kangs for this Kang Dynasty movie. Kang is gonna pop up in Quantumania.
Oh, okay.
You saying that a Kang can pop up in Secret Invasion? I agree.
Kang popping up in Secret Invasion.
Kang can pop up in Guardians of the Galaxy. Kang's definitely gonna pop up in Loki. You can have a Kang in Thunderbolts.
I think we got a Kang coming up in the Marvels.
You got several different opportunities for Kang to pop up, and I think we get all that. All them Kangs, man, gonna come back for the Kang Dynasty.
Definitely getting Kang and Loki singing too. Yeah. I think I'll be shocked if a Shang-Chi kind of situation, and with those between what Miss Marvel got, what Shang-Chi got, it's reaching out to, like you say they did in the end of Shang-Chi. Who is this reaching out to? And it's going into the deep. It's probably actually not. It's not going into space in meaning distance. It's probably going to space meaning time, right? Like that beat that they were looking at the like now we actually that thing's going either past, future, whatever. I think the ultimate that may be, especially say Kang Dynasty.
Yeah. I'm not saying this is going to be all Kangs. I mean,
I think it's definitely going to be a Council of Kangs.
It's going to be a Council of Kangs, definitely.
That's me though, right? I ain't trying
but I agree with you on it. I think it is going to be I'm just saying I don't think it's going to be like he the only character. I think it's going to be a dynasty.
Yeah, like, versions of like it could be Iron Lad, it could be some kind of Richards, some kind of
he'll have people working for him,
maybe some of them gonna look different. Right, like, right. Like you have your Jonathan Majors look-alike, and then you have someone that's young. You have one that's because even with that, if you have a Young Avengers movie, with this right here, was that Rob?
What's his name? Already popped up, and it wasn't really Jonathan Majors' face.
Yeah, wasn't that in Loki?
Yeah, no, that was in Moon Knight.
Okay, yeah.
Remember, it was like the little picture on the dude's shirt or whatever.
Yeah. What if you do a Young Avengers right here, and then you have a young the Reed Richards son, right? Iron Lad, but Kang come get him. Like hey, look, you're a descendant of mine. This is the things and not even from a place of all evil, but like
choke him up.
Yeah.
Going to a portal.
Yeah. Probably have his little chair and everything too.
Yeah.
And then, just zip back out, and then now we get to the Kang Dynasty where like it culminates with because like you say, each one that we see may be a different version of them. So if let's say we just get 3, because it don't seem like a lot of spaces in here other than like, obviously 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, and they may sneak one in here like a right here, but and then it all depends on who's the villain in this, right? Because if you want to
don't be Doom, just not yet.
Because like I say, because if you want to go Secret Wars Doom, then it's like you got to put them here so that if you have like the battle world, you have the Beyonder where he take his power, that deal. Yeah, but then like that seems like come on, we got to do Doom better. Doom is like don't mix them up with Kang.
Yeah,
let Kang get his run. Yeah, and then your next run could be Doom.
Shit, you almost got to let Doom have phase 7.
Yeah, you gotta let Doom
let him
go
have
to the
room
next
to
one.
move. Give the Fantastic Four another villain, man. Like let them do. Yeah, Doom can be hovering. He can
But
be
he
like
not the one.
he can't. Don't. He
Sneak
can't be
him
the
in.
final guy, man.
And maybe if we, like you say, like how I tell you that I really do believe that we're gonna get a version. We're gonna not a version, but we're not probably gonna get full, you know what I'm saying? You know, Latverian, but we gonna get maybe even Doom before the thing, but some version of Doom. I hope it's suited up Doom, but he just being political. Like we know he here now, right?
No origin story.
No, none of that.
Yeah,
Maybe
you already there. You
oh
already.
shit, because it's tough. It's tough. I'm starting because I didn't like because I'm starting to think about how they did we had Human Doom, but before they went on the ship, and then he became what he became in those those movies in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
But if you
Nah, you
don't
can't
do
have that.
but if you don't do an origin story, then if he come in as Doom, then I don't know how he comes in Black Panther. And if he ain't coming from it, if we're not, because we still don't really have a multiverse established, right?
Nah, we really
No
don't.
one else knows that shit.
We
It's
have
Wong.
we haven't had a movie. Well, I guess Multiverse of
Yeah,
Madness.
but like who
That's
else
the only
knows?
movie we
Who else
had where
knows
we
though?
spent time. We spent the majority of the time in the multiverse, right?
Yeah, who knows? Like it's strange. It's strange in Wong and Wanda, right? Like that for real. No, like no, we done in America, right? We done conquered land.
Yeah.
We've conquered land somewhere else. So for Doom to just show up in Black Panther without it being, then it's like Doom already been here. What are we doing? Right.
Wow.
What are we doing? Like, I mean, you get what I'm saying? But I still believe it. I'm gonna stick with it. Because in some way I feel like he's gonna be in and he gonna be in that United Nations thing. But
Okay.
for Doom to show up, it does get a little dicey if we're gonna have no origin story. So that means when we see him, he Doom.
Nah, he
And
dope.
he's not becoming Doom.
Nah,
He Doom. When we see these
Doom.
people, they're gonna be Fantastic Four.
Okay, then.
Like we didn't do the Spider-Man bite. Now is it at that level? Because the Peter Parker movie was really an origin story, those three,
yeah.
but we didn't see him get bit.
There you go. And it
It
can be done. It can be done.
Is it still an origin story? We just not like it's not the origin story. Like we're not going so far back that they all went to space, got cosmic rays and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's my thing. Okay. So my bad. But
no. Go ahead. My
with
bad.
Fantastic Four, even with the early, like you said, the early 2000s movie in the remake, it's always the origin story always happens when they like go into like another dimension, right? Or like when they have some type of like I know in the Fan Four Stick, they went to another dimension, right? They got mutated basically, like or they get mutated, but they got transformed by going to that. I can't remember the exact plot. The movie was terrible,
I
but
always felt like maybe I can't remember right because I felt like they just went into space and tried to get to collect those whatever they were trying to collect, but
in the
maybe it
early
was
2000s, that was the plot. Like they
yeah.
went into their power. They got their powers from like some type of wave or something.
Yeah.
Something happened and they like rays blasted through their ship. That's how they got their powers. And
Okay.
in the movie, but all right, so fuck it, we throwing them out there.
Yeah.
We early on this one. We super early. But remember, we asked the question earlier. How are we not getting an origin story? Okay, they're going to be established, but we don't got an origin story. But we know it's no fucking way they've been around this whole time with those powers and just not doing anything, right? So my thing is, I'm gonna ask: are they coming from another? Are they coming from another universe into this universe? Is that their story? Is that they're from another? Like, Reed smart enough to do it, right?
Reed smart enough to do it.
Are they gonna be the Fantastic Four? We're the Fantastic Four. We're from universe. Da 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 da. That's who we are. We came here. Maybe our universe got destroyed. You know what I mean? Like, is it going to be about them crossing over? When we get to this second movie in phase 6, it's going to be about the Fantastic Four who already got all their powers, already done lived through a life, got statues in their universe. to save the world. Maybe we open up and I don't want to get into like fan fiction now, but I'm just saying, like, is it like maybe in their universe people thought they died, but they actually somehow got transported to 616, like they disappear? And is it about them? Because they got to get here somehow, right? And they got to get here. And it's hard to, it's highly unlikely that they already been here. You know what I'm saying? Am I making sense?
No, because 100%. So you definitely poking holes in my doom theory, but I'm a roll with it. But to your point, we do know they live in 838. They have the Baxter building. We saw Reed Richards. Yeah. They exist there, right? And we have an established whole nother universe. And hell, that may be the universe that ultimately is the one that's going to collapse with ours, right? I think they were trying to show us something. I was saying something like maybe the universes are more like a sequential, like it might be a sequential order to them, like meaning like we 616, and if we look at those branches, like in Loki, at the end of Loki, one of the next branch universe is 617, 618, like does it keep going like that? Or maybe it's just random and 838 is not that far away from us. That may be the one because we have that established, right? And I don't see anything else in here outside of Loki, right? And we don't know, like, outside of Loki, because Loki's kind of weird about what they did in season 1, where it was like it was timeline, but at the end it was about multiverses. It was about different reality. No, it was branch timelines. So going back in the past and all that. Then there was so we trying to chase somebody through a timeline, but we go into other realities so that we don't, because somebody did something, they made a new reality. We want to prune that because you was late to work, because you did this, you did something different. Now you got variants out there, right? And then we have to branch that reality. And then at the end there was like infinite it was just all infinite universes, right? That branched out because of what he did. That would seem to be that something like that can happen. That's something that results in at the end of this, right? Wow. Because then you can come to the point where 838 shifts, some of the 838 stuff shifts over here, because I doubt they're gonna go a whole nother. Oh, let's talk about 939 or
you don't think so?
You know what I'm saying? Like I think they're going to get into it. That's how they're going to get multiple different people. But I think that it feels like the next logical. But they died.
But they can come back though.
They died in
Mortal got the time stone and all that.
You got the time stone.
You can bring them back, but
it was in 838. So maybe they do have to establish another one. But ultimately, we do know that they were out there somewhere else, and it's going. I think to your point, they're going to get moved over, but maybe it's in a situation where, because of the fact that now we getting real with this incursion shit. Here we getting real with the incursion. Strange gonna be in one of these, right? Strange.
That's what I'm saying. Like
maybe Strange is right here, right? The movie like in between. The movie in between.
Because when somebody's in the wrong universe, it causes the incursion, right?
It was a dream walk-in. It was a dream walk-in, and then there was the being in other reality and using the book.
Right, yeah, because America Chavez was like, a bunch of different universes.
And she said that she was the only one, so she couldn't dream. She said she never had a dream. She's the only one of her. Did you see that thing that came out today? All the deleted scenes they had.
I saw the thumbnail for it. I didn't click on it.
Yeah, it was a pretty dope one they had in the beginning, where I kind of wish they would have kept it, where it was like Strange was him and Christine was getting interviewed, and it was like a puff piece. So this is before he became Doctor Strange, like before he became a Sorcerer Supreme. He was sitting there and they getting interviewed, and like it was like a little puff piece, but the reporter decided to ask some hard hitting questions, like. Some people say you only do this for the money and the fame and this, that, and the third. And like now Strange Steven really not trying to hear that. And that's when he used the line, like, if something goes down, you want to that, I'm paraphrasing because they use the line in the movie.
Yeah.
You want me holding the knife. So it resonated why Christine said that in the beginning. Of the movie, because he had used that. It was supposed to be the intro. But they decided to cut it.
Yeah.
They decided to cut it. I was like, damn, they should have kept that in there.
They
But
should have kept that in.
so I can see Strange would seem like it need to be right in here, right? Because what they try to do at the end, now we really getting into Secret Wars, right? With the incursions.
Because it's incursions, yeah.
It seemed that would fit right in here. You got a Strange. Strange is the movie. Maybe it's a TV show in between the two, but ultimately Strange is the movie that get us here. But we got to have a reason why they appear if you're not having an origin story. And I don't think you can have an origin story, a non-origin story that has them existing within the MCU already. Especially, I think they could do it except for the Thing. He the Thing, man. His clobbering sound.
Bro, he can't just be sitting around, bro.
Yeah. No, he can't.
And you in the Baxter Building in New York, right?
Baxter Building's in New York. Now, the one thing we haven't really solved yet, and I didn't know I cared about this till I cared about it. Tony sold the Avengers Tower.
Yeah, he did.
We don't ever really know who bought the Avengers Tower.
And there is a 5-year gap that we haven't 100% covered. Like shit, stuff was happening.
Oh, MCU about to Star Wars that thing. They're gonna be making movies.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and they're gonna be
that could be the Fast Action 4. Maybe that's when they appeared, but I don't know. I hope not. But
we don't know who bought. And one of the running theories between one of the two.
Yeah,
is it Reed Richards or is it it's a Kang version? It's a Kang version.
Yeah, it sounds like it might be my bad. It sounds like it might be that it could be Kang, man. It could be Kang.
But we don't know who bought that building. Right?
Damn.
We don't know who bought that building. But you can't have the Thing walking around.
Now,
mind you, Phase 4 does have a big celestial sticking out the Indian Ocean that we just totally forgot about. And that was it's in the stratosphere, right? So we could just be like, oh yeah, they've been.
We see it from space.
Yeah, we can see that thing from space.
You can't miss it. Satellite images.
We should be
doing anywhere. They see
Earth. Yeah, it should be off the axis. We should be floating to Mars right
now. Should already be. Yeah,
I digress.
616 should already be over. Yeah.
It should already be over. We ain't got to worry about the multiverse. We don't have an Earth, and all the other planets are now out of the Milky Way is destroyed because the planet threw off the gravitational pull.
You got Milky. You got a molten core. Lava coming out of the core of the Earth.
Yeah. And then people's in London jogging the next day. Like it don't seem like so. So like they could do something like, hey, now they was always here because they wrote it off real quick with the Celestials. Hey, why didn't y'all do anything? Hey, they told us not to. Okay, not the Celestials, but the
I hope they don't do that shit.
What was they called? The Eternals.
Yeah.
Why y'all didn't help with Thanos? Like I've been there. Well, they told us.
Oh, that wasn't our mission. We were here. We're here to watch, observe.
Dang, you make a great point, man. How are they going to? I feel like the best.
I just think they got to come through pre-established, bro. They got to come through as vets. Like they got to come through. Like, hey, man, we trying to help y'all out. If you don't want my help, all right, we go back. You know what I mean? We got Reed here. Reed, we come back in the portal. You don't need us. Hey, man, we go back to our universe, man. But we trying to save your universe.
Remember when in Endgame, and it was like when Endgame Rocket was like when Thanos snapped, this became ground zero for like the cosmic activity and all that. There's something that's ground zero that's going to happen that's going to make the damn Fantastic Four show up. And they may be like, this is where they maybe even study. Because I mean, Reed Richards knew about incursions in 838. There may be a smarter Reed Richards than another one.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, they gotta
going against Kang because Kang gonna be the badass around this. So there's
the panel of my bad. The Council of Kangs, right?
Yeah.
Got the Council of Reeds.
Got the Council of Reeds.
Yeah, but go ahead. My bad.
Dang. Something gonna happen. So we're gonna have to figure out what happens around here that's making Earth ground zero where they gotta show up.
Damn, bro. That's a lot.
You get what I'm saying? Now, I don't think they're gonna wait to make Earth ground zero when they show up here, but something in here gonna make them sprinkle in like Earth is ground zero. We can travel now from the multiverse. This is the multiverse saga. They're not going to even get through She-Hulk, bro, without a multiverse thing. Now, we talked earlier when I thought we were on and we weren't.
Yeah.
We talked earlier. Luckily, we got a lot to talk about, I guess. We
Yeah.
talked earlier about like how DC did it with their TV shows, and then like all of a sudden people showed up, right? Like, so imagine that, but like the MCU version of that shit, right? Well, like every show you could watch Batgirl and somebody. They had the damn my guy from I can't remember his name now, but the guy from basically when they were doing was it Elseworlds?
Yeah, the guy from Batman. Sure.
Yeah, he showed up in everything.
Yeah, I know you're
Hey,
talking
we
about.
need you. We need you. We need you.
Oh,
we need you.
you know
what I'm talking about. No,
yeah, he had the braids and shit.
Yeah. He had a trash hang time. It was like built-in hang time.
That was from the comics too. I thought they had like just did that and like jacked him up on the show. I went back and looked. Yeah, but that shit was like that in the comics.
But
I can't remember his name.
But to that effect, like at that point in time, once that was established, he could show up at any time. Like some shows he showed up episode 1, some other shows he showed up in episode 8. You just never know when he's gonna show up. My point is, I don't think any of these things going across, maybe except for this, they may stick an end credit. But most of the stuff on the slate gonna have something about somebody showing up from something else, laying down the groundwork, because it is the multiverse saga. Right. In some way, shape, or form. And it all could be fantastic. I mean, we know we're gonna get Kang bouncing around, and it could be they're chasing down a Kang. Right.
Yeah.
And then they show up like example, like one of the rumors is that the Thing is showing up in She-Hulk. And it could be just that.
Oh shit. There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Because Reed Richards is the smartest dude alive ever, wherever they go, right? And he show up. It's clobbering time. He do his shit, and it's like maybe him and She-Hulk have a battle real quick, but then they come out. Oh, that's my last. Okay, let me keep going. I got one other thing, but back to the and they're doing that. They're showing up trying to chase a Kang, right? And then something in here is like, okay, now they get to the point where they actually have a movie. They got things. They're on Earth. They got things to do. Whatever, especially without being an origin story, they already working.
Damn,
something shaking, and then obviously now we get to the point where we have a King and Avengers King Dynasty, and it's only Avengers in the title because they really still don't have that. Like any of these people could all end up, Fantastic Four. All these could be.
Oh, the Avengers gonna look different, bro.
Shang-Chi
gonna be an Avenger.
Yeah, but we get
Chavez, right? Gonna be an Avenger.
Yeah, Kamala
gonna be in there. Yeah.
Fuck around, have Loki in there. You know what I'm saying?
Loki.
Like Sam, all them. Like fuck around, Sam might get killed in the Thunderbolts.
You're
not really Captain
might
America.
get clipped, man.
Yeah, you're not really Captain America, bro.
You're not. Hey, bro,
we already got 2 other ones in there.
Hey, man, listen.
What's the name it back?
That's my theory, bro. I'm sticking to that. I say by the end of Captain America, man, he put the shield back down. Well, he go back to being a Falcon, but whatever. That's we'll get into that another time. But
I like that. But to your point, something happens. But I think if I had to pick, I think there's going to be spot. They might do like an in and out, right, where it's like, oh shit, such and such show up right here, like they was in the quantum realm. We get Kang. We might get Kang in the movie. End credit Reed Richards, right?
Yeah,
they gonna do something stupid in this one. Shit gonna get messed up, right? Whatever.
It gotta be, man, because
I think it's just a Kang, and this is like,
I look at Loki as like a part 2. I don't look at it as like season 2 of many. You know, I think it's just the second part
2. You're right.
One story, yeah.
And what no girl like, light skin was like really one of Kang's, like for real, like one of Kang's love interests.
Yeah.
So that's how they had and for real they have like a young Reed Richards, or she was like they have a young Reed Richards. So they have a Richards type son, like a descendant of Reed Richards that ultimately become a Kang.
I think that is Kang. Kang always is like a descendant
of Richards.
I think that's how the original Kang, started.
I forgot my point. Hold on, when I look down here. Oh, bro, they still got that check to cash. Reed, somehow some kind of Fantastic Four happening here. And maybe they do the origin right here, right? No, this is not an origin story because the origin story may happen somewhere else. Because you remember, I mean, they didn't. They just threw that
Oh
the
yeah,
with
my friend
Monica.
and all that.
Yeah,
Was
my
that?
engineer, such and such friend or whatever he was. Like, it just seemed weird that they had that. He gonna give me this, and then like they had like fantastic. I had to rewatch it again, and maybe some of the theory people kind of sold me on it, but it felt real. Like, oh no, that was like, and then it just went nowhere.
Yeah,
Like,
it went
no, who
nowhere.
was her? What? I mean, that was like all time high theory expo, right? That was like the restart of the expo. It's like
Yeah.
nothing. It was like, oh shit, everything happened in Wanda. It was like, what was that nugget? What was this nugget?
Yeah, that's such a nugget that the only reason
Yeah.
I would not buy into that theory for that movie is because that's such a small nugget. You would then have to depend on. I mean, they could yeah they could absolutely bring Reed Richards out, but I hope they're not doing it just based on like, hey, y'all remember that one time I mentioned I had a
Oh,
friend.
that's my friend.
No, this is him, and then people just like, huh, what like.
But I'm
So
rambling on, man. What you think?
nah, man, nah, you ain't rambling, man. I think you yeah, I think you putting together some pieces here, man. Because I'm like, yeah,
I mean, I'm taking back my Doom thing because that part about the origin story.
about the
They
origin
just
story.
have Doom already in the damn MCU,
Yeah,
right? Just chilling,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Unless the Fantastic Four isn't an origin story, but we are having a Doom origin story
Mm.
where you go from Victor. He's still what he is, and for Latvia, but then he becomes what he becomes, and ready for like by the end of this, you'd be like, oh, there's another threat, and it's Doom, and then now we got phase 7. Like, so we get that little sprinkle, but that feels real early. And I'm gonna hold on. I'm probably gonna take that one back. But as you see it,
Don't look, man. It's 2 movies in between of Kang against between Dynasty. Damn, I can't talk. Between Dynasty and Secret Wars, there's 2 movies. Hey, man, Doom can take over the rest of the saga from there, man. That's 3 movies, man. That's like a lot. You know what I mean? That's a lot of movies. Cause I mean, Kang Dynasty. That, like I said, I still think Kangs are going to remain, but they're gonna kind of like they might wrap his arc up
right here,
right there in Kang Dynasty. They could just be like, cause think about it, like let's compare it to the past. Hey man, Thanos was done by the end of Endgame. The beginning of Endgame. That was the end of his story. He had won in Infinity War. He was pretty much done. Like that was his arc.
the guy who got his head shot off won.
That guy won. Got decapitated, but it was not. He had nothing to prove to nobody. He was in the forest making.
What was his line at the end? He was like, when he saw it, and he was like, what was his line? After he saw Nebula vision, like when her image, her projection, and he
He's
saw
like
his own
that's destiny fulfilled or something like that.
destiny fulfilled.
Yeah, hey, he knew he
Yeah.
had won. That guy. That's what I mean. This is the point I'm making. The 2 Thanoses are technically like 2 different characters. They're the same character, but they're 2 different characters with different ambitions.
Yes.
One character had won. His journey was complete.
Yeah.
The guy we saw sitting there in that cabin making soup, they got his head chopped off. He had nothing to prove. He was done. He had won. He was resting. He had retired. He had completed his mission.
He was done.
The guy who saw the vision of that realized that and was like, that's destiny fulfilled. That version of me won, but it wasn't enough. I'm going to take it further and shred this universe down to atoms.
Damn.
So what I mean is, bro, we can get a Doom. Like Doom could take over the same. Like Thanos took over the new Thanos took over Endgame. Doom could take over and do Secret Wars, and by the time we get to Secret Wars, it's about him. So and I think that could be like giving him his proper, like, you know what I mean, movie. But I think it's a road. It's a road here for Doom to be the villain of Secret Wars as well.
That makes the most sense. Like that kind of like, and that's what we know. You know that there is that version of him doing that in Secret Wars, right? Is to be honest, power he hold it down, so that within this, he's able to accomplish that here. And yeah,
So you said Strange in there somewhere. Strange is one of those movies.
Yeah, Strange one of these movies.
Damn,
Strange got to be. I think Strange one of these two, and I feel like
it might
one
be
of these. One of these might be a show, and the other one's a movie.
Yeah,
or movie show. Right.
Yeah. Look at the way they do it. So I thought I saw something. I thought I saw the shows were like in a certain place, and then okay.
It seems like it go movie, show, show, movie. No, it's movie, show, movie, show,
movie. Yeah.
Let's say summer. See, let's say summer. But we don't know what happened first, right? Movie, show, movie.
Let's say April,
because it could be. It's just July. July, but it just says summer.
Yeah.
So we don't know if that means June or August, right?
Damn. Wait a minute. You there's almost like there's only once where there's back-to-back movies. Well, I guess that's twice because Captain America Thunderbolts at the end, but damn, it's down there a show like after every movie.
Yeah. And it's separate this part right here. There's like a back-to-back show.
Yeah, man. I can't believe this Agatha shit is what is that, bro? Like what?
And we don't know. This ain't spring. Like, what does that mean, right? Because it says May. Yeah, I have no idea about that. And how you have going from Agatha to Daredevil.
Yeah.
Seems kind of weird.
My bad, man. I keep doing that shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
But so
you make sense right here that this wraps the Kang part, and then we're focusing from here to here on this could be Doom.
I think Doom. I can see Doom taking over, man, and getting his movie because
you could early lay him too, because that's a 2-year run.
Yeah, I mean he clearly gonna make he gonna establish himself just off those, because I don't think he's the main villain of Fantastic Four, which I hope he not, and I don't think he is.
Yeah.
Then you can have him popping up. Kang have his final moment, and Doom take over. Like I see what can happen with these universes. Let me go ahead and snatch these powers up.
Damn,
this is dope, bro.
Yeah, I actually really like that. I do think by the end, this is just me. I do think that I'm just gonna stick with it. I do think that I feel like He Who Remains is going to He Who Remains it. Then we get back to we have a universe where we can have a Iron Man, Fantastic Four, because you already know what's gonna happen with this. This is Fantastic Four and X-Men kind of running the show, and these people pop up. So like meaning like a Iron Man may pop up, Tony Stark may pop up and they work together, but like we're not fully going another Iron Man 1, 2, and 3 movie. Avengers show up, but don't Avengers, but we in the Fantastic Four, X-Men of it all now. Right. Let them get their shine, and then maybe there's another. But I always felt like this is where we going to reset, because you still got to, unless you just keep it with the multiverse, and then you have then ultimately you have a collapsed or maybe like because I know that's a DC thing with Earth Prime or Prime Earth, where you have it where now we back to we back to just one, but everybody's in here now. Now we have another Captain America. We got a Steve Rogers, we got a Tony Stark, we have a Black Widow, whatever, right? Thor.